This is lesson 2.4, solving multi-step inequalities. So after today, you'll be able to use more than one property of inequality to generate equivalent inequalities, solve multi-step inequalities, and apply multi-step inequalities to real-world problems. Now, here are the steps to solving a multi-step inequality. First, simplify each side, so distribute, combine like terms. Then you're going to get the variable terms on one side. Then you undo with addition or subtraction to remove the constants, and undo multiplication or division to remove coefficients. This is the same exact thing as we learned DC, ma'am, in our equations unit. So this is distribute, combine like terms, move variables to one side, add or subtract to remove the constant, multiply or divide to remove the coefficient. All right, don't forget to reverse the inequality symbol when multiplying or dividing both sides by a negative number. So example 1 says solving multi-step inequalities. Solve each inequality, graph the solution. So first I see if there's any distribution. There's not. Combine like terms, move variables to one side. No. We're going to add 8 first. And then divide by 3. We have x is greater than 3. On my number line, I'm going to put 3 there. It's going to be an open circle shaded to the right for 2, or b. I'm going to get rid of that constant 2. Now to remove the coefficient of negative 3, I'm going to divide both sides by negative 3. So 60 divided by negative 3 is negative 20. The sign will now flip. And now I'm going to flip everything so the variable's on the left side. All right. I'm going to graph it, put negative 20 on the number line, open circle, shade to the left. Feel free to pause and try C and D on your own. For C, there's distribution. Okay, combine like terms. Remove my, subtract 1 to remove my constant. Divide by 2 to remove my coefficient. I get y. To graph, put a 10. Open circle, shaded to the left. For 11, there's distribution on both sides. Whoa. Now I need to move variables to one side. Remove my constant. Remove my coefficient by division. And graph. 8 goes on my number, or negative 8. Oops. And it's an open circle. Whoa. Something's going on with my pen. Open circle, shaded to the right. All right, so now let's look at inequalities with special solutions. So we're still going to go ahead and solve. Okay, there's no combined like terms on each separate side. Now we need to move variables to one side. So now this is exactly like equations, but this time there's an inequality symbol. You need to see if this is true. Is -2 greater than 7? No. So if it's not true, then it's no solution. Try B on your own. Distribute. Combine like terms. Move variables to one side. There's no variable left. So you see if it's a true statement. Is -15 less than or equal to 8? Yep, it's less than. So that means it's all real numbers. And lastly is writing and solving multi-step inequalities. Directions are write an inequality and solve the problem. 12 added to a number is less than twice the number minus 8. Feel free to pause and try to translate it yourself. Okay. 12 added to a number. Well, 12 added to, that's plus 12, because that right there is a flipping word. It's part of the FIT acronym, from, into, than, to. So 12 added to a number is really x plus 12. Then we have is less than. Then we have twice. So that means 2 times something. The number minus 8. Oh, actually it's twice the number minus 8. You don't really have to have the parentheses there. I just happen to have it there. So now I'm going to have x plus 12. Then we move variables to one side. I'm also going to add 8 to both sides. Okay, so my answer is 20 is less than x, or x is greater than 20. Okay. Letter B. When searching for her first job out of college, Carol was given an offer from 2 companies. At Company A, she was offered a base salary of $56,800 plus a commission of 5% of sales. At Company B, she was offered a base salary of $52,500 plus a commission of 6.5% sales and a sign-on bonus of $2,000. For what amount of sales does Carol earn more at Company A in her first year? So feel free to pause and reread this because it's a lot of information. All right, let's go ahead and define the variable. We're going to let first you need to figure out what you're finding. Well, it says for what amount of sales. So that means, let S equal the amount of sales. And we're dealing with Company A and Company B. Okay, let's go ahead and make an equation. Well, for Company A, she was offered a base salary of $56,800 plus a commission of 5% sales. So a base salary means they automatically get it. $56,800 plus a commission of 5% sales. I'm not just going to put a 5 there. I need to change that percent to a decimal. So I either need to take that percent and divide it by 100 or move the decimal to the left twice. If I were to move the decimal to the left twice, 1, 2, then it'd be 0.05 plus 0.05% of sales. So 5% of sales, that's going to look like 0.05 times S. For Company B, it said she was offered a base salary of $52,500 plus a commission of 6.5% sales. Well, move the decimal to the left twice or divide that 6.5 by 100. and a sign-on bonus of $2,000. So now the question says, for what amount of sales does Carol earn more at company A in her first year? So that means we're going to be comparing the two. We want company A to be more than company B. So when we set this up, we want this to be more than this. I'm going to move this over. I'm going to run out of room. All right, so there's no distribution, but I can combine like terms. 2,000 and 52,500. Need to move it over again. Okay, move variables to one side. I'm going to subtract 0.05s from both sides. I'm just going to make this a little smaller. Move the constant to the other side. Oops. And now should be point. Hold on. Should be 0.015. Sorry, guys. I'm going to add in a 0 up here and a 0 right there. And now we get lots of 3s. Okay. Or S is less than $153,333.33. So we need to interpret that. Well, S represents the amount of sales. And the question is saying, for what amount of sales does Carol earn more at company A in her first year? So Carol earns more at company A if her sales are less than $153,333.33.